the point of absent fathers is one of the deepest problems we have in the Black family and community.
I agree.
And we need to find solutions to it. I'm one of the people that genuinely cares about Black people, but I also care about many, many other races that I feel could become better. I'm a non-racialist. I've been criticized. I used to be pro-Black.
Sure.
I understand the history and I understand where we are, and then I look at my own life. Again, bring it home. I've currently got 6 children, 6, 7 children from 4 mothers, 4 or 5 mothers. Yeah, my life. My children were conceived in Johannesburg. Now, I can get judged and I'll happily take it. I'm building single mother households. I'm contributing to broken families. I'm just another typical Black man. I'm reckless. I'm irresponsible. I'll take all of it. I'll take it. On my side, I'll defend myself where I can. I provide for my kids, unlike the next Black man. I go out of my way to spend time with my kids, unlike the next Black man. I speak openly about my pains and my fears and my mistakes, unlike the next Black man. I'm trying to help other Black men. I've gone to the courts because I'm also dealing with pushback from some of the mothers where I'm trying to see my child. She's denying me. So this becomes a story of, but it's not my fault that I'm not seeing my child. So I'm like a case study of so many different Black men, but I'm here. I'm the building broken homes, single mother households. All my children were conceived in Johannesburg. All the mothers were living, working, studying in Johannesburg when the children were conceived. And the plan was for the children to be in Johannesburg. We're here now. I didn't have a plan to marry them. I have my own reasons why I don't believe in marriage. It's not important for today. But I was planning to, in some way, commit to the mothers. To be like, I'm here whenever you need me. Even if we're not romantically involved, I'll have some sense of responsibility to you. And we'll try and serve each other in some or other way. And then I'll always be here for my children, which is something I stand for even today.
Sure.
Now the mothers, and this is where it becomes sensitive, and again, we won't speak about it here, but the first mother, for example, went to go and teach overseas. The children stayed with me for 8 years. Then later on, she came to ask for the children, and she moved with them to Asia, and now she's with the children in South America. Now that's a unique example of the family is breaking, not because of European and money and a hard tax. It's the mom and her ambitions. But now I'm now an absent father because of that dynamic.
Sure.
The second mother, I've struggled with access to my son. And I've fought openly. I've spoken about it on social media. I've fought in different jurisdictions. Randburg, Pretoria, Newcastle. I've struggled. I've told that story. I've cried in that story, etc. We were in Joburg when we conceived, when my son was born. She's now since moved to KwaZulu-Natal. So I don't have access to my son. Again, no hard tax, no European, but now again, single mother household, lack of a present father. The third mom was in Joburg, worked in Joburg. The first thing she did was, she was scared of living with our kids. And she decided to send the kids to her mother, the grandmother. Very normal for Black families. We're sending the kids to Ukoko, it's stable, it's whatever. We'll provide, and then we'll visit the kids. We'd visit the kids. I have access to those kids. I have access to these kids as well. I have access. But the issue is the distance, right? She got a job opportunity in Durban, KZN area, and she's now with the kids, which is great, because at least they're not just with Ukoko, they're with their mom. But now they're having to travel as if I'm a migrant laborer in Joburg and my kids are in KZN. The same dynamic which was forced onto people. And then the fourth mother, luckily my son is young, had the boy in Joburg. I see him every week. That is one of the greatest dynamics I have currently. But I'm raising these stories, and it's not to ask you here, because we're closing, but it's a sensitive spot for me, this thing of absent fathers. And in a situation where I'm saying, look, I'll take all the blame, but my kids were all meant to be in one space, and I never left them. I never left Joburg to go overseas. I never left Joburg to go to Cape Town. I never left to go somewhere else for work. I've always been here. I never left. The mothers left. Some of them left because of work. They left because of ambitions. They didn't need to leave because of work. It's not like we're struggling financially. It's just like, I've always had a dream to work overseas, and I'm like, it's your life. You should explore it to its maximum. But there are children involved. Others left for whatever reasons. I don't have access to my child. Others left because of job opportunities, because the kids are somewhere else. We are repeating, and these are me and 4 mothers. It could be one mother. We are repeating the same dynamics of mom and dad are not together, and we've got broken homes. And Penwell big mouth Penwell on social media's got the exact same story of the black man. And how does he fix that? How does he fix that without answering it here? Because I know it's a loaded
and we're
thing.
not going to answer it right now, but thank you for bringing it up and for sharing the details of it. And I'm in no position to judge or say this is where you went wrong, this is what you should have done. But these are some questions, and maybe for those who may see this part, these are questions that I think is important to ask. What did you learn about your choice of partners over the year? Meaning, because one thing that I appreciate, and I've seen you talk about this in some clips, you always talk very highly of the mothers. You don't want to, and I'm sure you could have chosen to share other stories, but you choose those that are empowering and that puts them in a good light. It's liberating to see a black man bigging up the mothers of his children, even if they have not found the reasons to stay together and maybe be the so-called ideal family. You always talk very highly of your children, and you talk about how important it is for you to be in their lives, whatever platform and means. But I think, and this is, I'm not advising that you should talk about this on social media because that can also be a problematic space. But if I invited you to Shabaka, what I want you to talk about is, what have you learned about the journey in terms of the partners that you chose? Do you...
Hey, wena. Shabaka.
Yeah, Shabaka is in the house. Because and I'm saying this without knowing any details about how your relationships were formed and what you thought about them at the time. But I realized this because I counsel couples. And I realized that many couples came together on a very shallow foundation.
Correct.
But at the time, they would not have listened to Baba Buntu, who says that, but this is shallow. What do you know? I got, you know what? And list the things, the experiences, what they do. At least I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. So I'm good. I don't need to have any counseling for this. But then maybe later realized that, I was attracted to her because of this, and I thought that this meant that she will also, and I failed to understand that this. And I think that's useful advice for young men who are in that position now. What are some of the things you should have conversations with your partner about? What are some of the things, because we say, my partner has told me what. Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're going to do that for 30 years.
100%.
So
people change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So should you, and if that's not okay, should you then enter the relationship saying that, now we need to write a contract, you need to do whatever I say, because that's oppression.
That's
now,
marriage.
And
sorry.
Yeah. So that's marriage.
Sorry. I take that back.
So, take it back, because I'm very happy to be married. But I also understand that, like I say this all the time, if I met my wife when I was 25, we probably would not have been married anymore. And that's not because I was completely reckless at the time. But I think in my growth as a man, I wasn't ready, and I didn't understand what it means to be loved.